my Roadies? Good evening to you. Road Trip Dave is coming at you live from Road Trip HQ. Yes, after a 2-month hiatus or something like that. It's been a long time since I've been live, but I'm finally back. I'm finally back in the hizzy. So I'm in my hizzy. Y'all are probably at y'all's hizzy, so it's all good. So just thank you so much for coming on board. And yes, it is going to be another rant time. It's absolutely crazy. So before we get started, let's do what we always do. We bring it in with our music and our rock and roll. So let's do this. Come on. Fantastic. We got so many people in the house already, so I'm going to go ahead and read a few comments, and then we're going to get started on our biggest thing here. If you haven't done it yet, make sure you chokeslam the like button for this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. I'm up to almost 2,500 subscribers. It's crazy. It's been really good to see all new roadies coming in, and it's been great. I'm going to do a little bit some more of what we call bookkeeping right here, but you guys know why I'm here. You guys know why a lot of our live streamers are here, and that's because of www.theliveplace.com. That's where you can get all of the schedules for family-friendly live streaming. As a matter of fact, Dean, my partner in crime from the Live Place, just posted a video showing the entire schedule for this Saturday. Now, I wasn't on it because I took myself off because I'm not normally on Saturdays anymore. That is going to change, though. So stay tuned for that, for an update on that. I will be doing consistent live streams, and it won't be on Saturday. So stay tuned for that. Also, be sure to check out my guest, who I'm about to show here tonight, FantasmicEars, who's in the hizzy. He's in the back studio. He's ready to destroy Disney, as we always do. We become so good at it. We're just like, you know what? It's nothing like having like a tag team action every time Disney does stupid crap. So make sure you subscribe to that. His channel is also provided in the description below. With that, let's say hello to a few people. We got Scott Shearer in the house. Welcome aboard, my man. We got Disno's Adventures. What up, my man? I will show you the hashtag mug of the 2 weeks in just a second. Timothy Rainwaters is in the hizzy. Make sure I put up everybody's notes. That would be good, right? Timothy Martin. Yes, Tim is in the house. Welcome aboard, my man. Good to have you here as well. Rob Fuzz, my partner in crime, is here as well. Have a great show, Rob. Thank you so much, man. Timothy Martin, yes, I met Josh the first time, and that was really cool. Definitely want to talk. I will talk about that. This rant is not going to be all negative. It never is, especially for some place like that we love, like Disney, right? Molly and Emily are in the house. Welcome aboard. Donna Fallen is also in the hizzy, my Insty fan. Thank you so much for coming on board. Tony, my man, is here in the house. Welcome aboard, dude. Good to have you here again. You know, on phone can't tag everyone. That is totally cool because I've been there. Keith from BDF is here. Welcome aboard. Paula Rainwaters is here. We got Timothy Rainwaters. We got Paula. Are we going to get the entire Rainwaters family? We shall see. But with that, now that we've said everybody is in the hizzy, it is time for absolute total destruction. Do it! Yeah, baby. With that, I bring on my fellow ranter, the destructor of destructors, FantasmicEars.
Hello, how is everybody? And it is good to be
Pretty good,
back.
man.
Sorry, do what?
Pretty good. I'm refreshed. I'm refreshed. I'm ready for a little Disney butt kicking, shall we say?
How long has it been? What is it? I think it's been like 6 months since our last
Yes.
rant. So just a lot has happened, and it's just like
a lot has happened.
I was talking with Dave earlier. This is less of a Disney parks itself rant and less of the corporate side of things. I mean, well, of course, there's a lot of corporate decisions that we will bring up, but there's a lot of things that we need to talk about with guests attending the parks lately, because there's a lot going on lately with these guests and just how down low people can get.
Dude, it's really funny how like the hashtag DL. It's like, let's set the how low can you go, right? All of a sudden we're trying to do a Disney what do you call that bar? It's the not the Mamba. What is it? Oh, I can't believe I'm
Limbo.
Limbo. This is now the Disney behavior limbo. How low and classless can you go?
Mm-hmm.
There's always new limits that people are ready to push. Courtney Rainwaters is in the house. Welcome aboard, Courtney. Yes, that's exactly right, Noah. All we need is Kaylee Rainwaters. Before we get started, though, Brandon, hashtag mug of the 2 weeks is back. Just got this fresh from Disney World last month, man. Best personality. I was like, I saw this. My wife didn't like it, but I'm like, this is awesome. This is an absolute awesome mug. So
all of my Disney cups are downstairs, so I can't really show off any of mine. But I have been trying to
one up. Always bring one up. Surf Bomb is in the house. Welcome aboard, my man. Good to have you here. Scott, sure, you started a podcast on Apple. That is awesome, man. That is awesome. Make sure you go to Apple, go to iTunes, and look up Scott Shearer. That's awesome, dude.
Well, Scott, is that the name of your pod? What is the name of your podcast?
Yeah, you know what?
I'll look it up.
He said the name. Let's see if he had it up here. Oh shoot! It won't let me go all the way to.
Back up. Yeah. Just go ahead and type it in again. Well, I'll look it up.
Yes, Scott.
Go ahead and follow it.
The title of your podcast. We definitely want to promote that. Keith, thanks so much for coming on board. Have a good night, man. Appreciate you being here. Hey, Herschel Linney is in the house. Welcome aboard, dude. All right. But yeah, like as Brandon said, this rant is going to be a lot of what we are dealing with not just Disney, but its guests. Brandon, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you go into somebody's house, per se, let's just go ahead and start with the ride that now we will dub the People Maker.
Yes. Yes. Let's just get that right off the bat so we know we don't forget this one.
Yeah. I was like, all of a sudden, that's right. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if you have kids around, we are talking about procreation. That's about the best way I could say it without being explicit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like all of a sudden. You know, now I told Brandon this. Remember, I texted you this. I've always called the People Mover Disney's version of the Tunnel of Love. Remember that?
I remember you texted me that. Yeah. And
okay, so go ahead.
All right. So for those who don't know, we what we're talking about is there's an article that came out over this past week about on the People Mover, a couple decided to get a little frisky, and probably my guess is I'm assuming is where it's super dark inside the Space Mountain Tunnel, where you enter Starport 75 on the People Mover, and so an eyewitness said that they stopped at the ride, turned the lights on, and over a loud microphone said, "We can see you." When I read that, I was laughing because, like, I would imagine that happening. Imagine you trying to get like handsy with your man or your woman.
That's not just hands.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I can't believe. Like, what kind of level are you stooping to? Like if we're talking about like
level of we're stooping to the level of TV rated mature for adults only.
It's like, how? Why? You are literally in Disney World. Now that is not the time and place. Like, yeah, you can do the cutesy couple thing, hold hands, maybe kiss each other. It's great.
Yep.
But not to get hands on.
No. See, that was the thing about the Tunnel of Love. Like every time if you see one Donald Duck cartoon, again, the man, the myth, the legend. There's one where he meets his twin, right? Or meets a guy that looks exactly like him, but he talks very well, right? So he pays the guy to take Daisy Duck out for a date. In the end, he takes the dude takes Daisy Duck into the Tunnel of Love, and Donald's like, "Oh no, that's it." He runs in there, starts beating you don't really see what's going on, but you see the entire ride like shaking and everything like that. He ended up beating up Daisy Duck. You've never seen that?
Oh Lord, no!
Dude, let me tell you, Disney was not PC back in the day, and I loved every minute of it because it's absolutely hilarious. Like all of a sudden, Daisy's like sitting there screaming, and both of those guys start running off. It's hilarious. That's how it ended.
I was about to make a joke, but I'm gonna stop myself.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it.
I'll text you it because I need to.
See, Donna has got the correct response. Shaking your head is about the only thing you can really do here. When you are a guest in somebody's house, okay, you're coming over to visit, you're having something to eat. Is that something that you and your significant other are going to do in the bathroom or, in a closet? Just no. When you are a guest to somebody's house, you don't think that it's your place to do whatever. And I'm just going to say, for these guests that decide to take it upon themselves to do that, this is what we said in the 90s. Anytime we saw somebody kissing a little too much in public, get a room.
Yep. 100%.
I mean, you're probably on vacation. You probably came from a hotel. Just go back to the hotel, man. Good grief.
Yep. It's funny because there are people out there that are that stupid that don't know that Disney has literally infrared cameras.
Yeah.
That'll literally highlight everything that's going on in the ride. So
yep.
I just think that's so funny.
It shows you that people are also oblivious, because if you're on that ride, all you got to do is look up on the tracks and you see this red circle.
Mm-hmm.
That's the infrared camera.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
there's a lot of things I've started noticing, actually. Speaking of cameras, James,
welcome aboard, my man. And I'm for PDA, but not an infrared.
Man,
dude, you just brought down the house, James. That's great, man. You got me turning red. Holy cow!
But it's funny because right before I was about to say that, there's a lot of cameras that I've noticed in Disney now. I've never noticed. When I was a kid, I never noticed them. But when I'm starting to, we would love you to pop in, James. Come on. You have rant stuff. Let us know. But
as a former Universal, that's right. Here's the thing about the whole situation is when you're going in, and I'm sure there's other rides where people are kissing and all that, and like I said, that's fine. I finally, this is what's funny. One of my dreams, this is what's kind of funny. One of my dreams was to finally kiss my wife in the People Mover behind the Space Mountain, because I remember growing up and when I was a teenager, and couples would, they'd kiss and they'd share a kiss, and I couldn't share any of that. I didn't have that. And it's when I finally brought my wife there and I finally got to do it, I was just finally got to have a nice big kiss there. I think that's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. And the reason why is because it's a little romantic, it's a little exciting, being around there, and it's just really, it's a nice atmosphere to do that. But after that, I mean, because I've seen some crazy stuff during New Year's Eve out there at Epcot on some of those dance floors. And, it's like I said, it's like there's a time and place. Disney World ain't it, man. Disney World ain't it. Brandon, can you send James the link?
I'm working on it. Yeah.
Okay.
James, do you? I was about to text you. Do you want a mobile link, or do you want a link sent to your desktop?
Yeah. So that's what James said. I think that is how some of the X-rated stuff start, Dave. Usually with the repairman. Rockstar MK, I meant to tell you hello. Welcome aboard. Good to have you here tonight. Big Justin S is also in the house. Scuba Cat 3. During this 10-minute ride, assuming never taking a minute off, Bob Chapek made $618.34. Yeah. What's funny about that? Man, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but I'm just going to say it. Bob Chapek's making money while people are getting busy in the people maker. So that means he's a pimp.
Now that you put it that way, hey, shareholders, might want to take a look at what your boss is doing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But meanwhile, you know what? Is that why sometimes the people mover gets set on fire?
Maybe.
Hot and steamer.
They get all hot and bothered. Oh man, we need to stop ourselves before we go a little bit too.
I'll tell you, this thing's going to get PG really quick. But it almost like puts a really bad context in making your experience magical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Samantha Lowe.
Welcome aboard.
Happy late birthday. I haven't gotten a chance to wish you happy birthday on stream yet, but happy late birthday. Happy 30.
It's 30? It's Big 3-0?
Big 3-0.
Welcome to the third decade, Sam. Good to have you on here. So Scott Shearer did confirm his podcast is his name. So again, go to iTunes and type in Scott Shearer, just like it's posted right here, and you will find his podcast. Scott, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm definitely gonna look that up and listen to you, man. That's gonna be great stuff. Oh, let's say Scuba Cat 3. Were we just watching the People Mover, or did my YouTube glitch? That was weird. I don't know. So I say, Rockstar MK. Hey, Road Trip Dave. I've subscribed to Resort TV 1. So you came over from John. Now I tell you this. Positive side, positive flip. You were able to meet Josh, Brandon, during your last trip, were you not?
Yes. I mean, that's my third time seeing him.
Okay.
My fourth time, actually. I got to do the Villains After Hours with him in 2019. Yeah. I did that giant YouTuber meetup back in November. And then I met him at Magic Kingdom the day after, before I drove home. And then the day on this past trip, he took some engagement photos for us at Epcot, which was great, right when they were wrapping up stream. And then when we went off the air, we both had to ride the Skyliner back to the whole, like, the hub of the Skyliner, so we can go back to our Art of Animation Hotel. They get back to Hollywood. So we got to chat with him for about a good hour.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we got to talk to him for about an hour, because, like, the line for the Skyliner was long. We just hung out. It was great to just chat with him for a little bit.
Scuba Cat 3 says Rob Fuzz hacked him.
You mean Rub Fuzz?
Speaking of somebody else who's hacked into the stream.
Yeah,
What's
and
up,
for
James?
everyone, dude, good man. How are you doing?
Good to see you, man. Good to hear from you. How you been?
I've been doing good. I just got my booster shot yesterday. Well, 2 days ago, and I'm dealing with the side effects of it. All the fun in the world.
You feel like you got hit by a truck?
102.9 degree fever yesterday. I said, yeah.
Oh man!
Wow.
Oh, I know. And I just want to set the record straight for everyone. I am currently not in Epcot. I'm literally just broadcasting a photo.
I saw that. I'm going, is he waiting? Like there that time, then I was like, okay, nothing else is moving, so we're good. We're good to go. I got my partner in crime in the hissy, Dean. Welcome aboard, my man. Good to have you here.
What's up, Dean?
Guys, again, make sure you subscribe
Dean.
to the live place. Make sure you also go to what are we ranting about? Oh, Dean, you just missed like the steamy conversation. We were talking about the People Maker. Now, Walt Disney presents the People Maker.
Yeah, the Tomorrowland Transit Authority,
Here,
where you talk about the
need
future.
one. Walt Disney presents the Tomorrowland People Mover, now in Innovations. There you go.
Hey, go to take it to the creation shop.
Maker in Wonders of Life.
Take it to the creation shop.
Someone has asked me before, what did they do at the creation shop? And all I said was create a profit.
They're not wrong.
They're not wrong.
But going back to your one thing about security cameras, I can tell you when I was at Universal, at the venue I was at, even though we were outdoors, we still had on the ride track about 20 cameras.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's great. You know what's interesting is that when you compare that to some of the other parks like Carowinds, I've seen some of the there's maybe 4 screens that they're looking at in most of those rides. I mean, the cameras are minimal. But yeah, like in some of those places around Disney, I mean, they literally have like a control center with everything that they're looking at.
I can tell you alone from the Hogwarts Express, because the team members have said this before, so they've made it known. Every single cabin has its own 360 camera. Good. And there's like 4 trains, so there's something like 8 cabins per train.
Yeah.
So there's 48 cameras, and you double that up alone, and then you have all the queue cameras as well, which is probably about another 30.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, no, I can tell you, I have fun stories. I have been stopped by both Universal and Disney security on separate occasions, to the point that I had to speak to a security supervisor.
Jeez. Wow. Was that under Shapek or Iger?
Dean, James is on here. He's actually, because he's had some experience as a Universal team member, and he's telling us all about the cameras that are pretty much stationed around the different parks, around the different rides. So if people are trying to get a little bit more intimate, it's not the place. It's you're putting on. They're going to be putting on too much of a show.
They frown upon anything of the horizontal mambo. Trust me, I'm also being very restrictive because Brandon has seen me when I'm tired.
I have seen you when you're tired. I have seen you when you're like, okay, cool. Let's talk about you know what.
Right.
It's your favorite thing to talk about. I'll just say that.
Dean's surprised, James. Dean doesn't know that you have long hair now.
Yeah, I do. I was starting to grow it out, and then the pandemic happened. I was like, you know what? I'm not getting my hair cut.
Yeah.
And here we are. I think the last time I got my haircut was March of 2019.
Wow. I can't remember the last time he shaved his beard.
Well, to be fair, that's more of laziness.
I'm pretty sure everybody doesn't know. James was there when I got engaged. He took the video of it, and he was able to take some awesome photos.
That's
great.
we had
him for about 30 minutes because we had a reservation for the Cinderella's Royal Table right after our engagement. So he was just following us around, taking some awesome photos. Like I'm really grateful he took them because those are some videos and photos that they're going to be like used for a very long time on upcoming wedding plans and all that. It's gonna be great.
That's when you have that kind of footage, it really does open up a lot of like what you do. Like my wife and I, we had to kind of she's not much of a like public person when it comes to WUV. She likes to be private, let's put it that way, but so like when I proposed to her, I didn't have cameras, I didn't have any pictures. So a lot of the times we were getting our wedding stuff prepared, we were just having to find like child photos and teenage photos and all that. And it's really funny. Like in this day and age, you've got a lot more footage to use pretty much across the board, and I think that's really cool. So Scuba Cat 3 actually says here for the cameras, a lot of that's for insurance, just like Vegas. And that's exactly right. I mean, you've got to be able to make sure that when people are, when they're not abiding by the rules and they get hurt, they can't make false claims. They can't sit there and say, "Oh, you know, Disney just didn't do anything great to me, or they weren't making me safe." I'm like, no. You were an idiot.
You were a me.
So yeah, I mean that is exactly to save anybody who's got people there. They got to do that. So Rockstar MK said he's chilling in his room watching my live stream before I went on my live stream. He was on Resort TV's live stream, dude. Isn't that awesome? It's like I mean, it's just great entertainment across the board, man. That's why we're here. That's why.
So here's a fun one for you, real quick. As you've noticed, my video changed to Cinderella's castle.
Yes.
If I zoom in, you can actually see one of their hidden cameras.
Yeah.
Wow.
There it is.
You know, there's one over on Tower of Terror too. They have like 4 or 5 of them.
They
just
have
on the top.
a lone on the train station too. That I
yeah. When we were waiting to enter the park, because we rope dropped Magic Kingdom, when we were there last there, and it was actually really great getting the rope. We were like the first people that at Tomorrowland. We were only like in the first 100 people in the park. It was great, but
sorry,
I noticed a lot of.
Now I know.
I noticed a lot of cameras on the train station too. There's cameras everywhere, man.
Every single like 5 feet underneath the turnstiles, there's cameras.
Even Crossroads of the World has cameras,
and that's not even talking about undercover security that they have.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But,
if you know, the funny thing about just going to a theme park and knowing that there's that many cameras there, it's, you know, people, you know, will sit there and say, well, I don't want to be, you know, I want to keep my privacy. I'm like, well, dude, you can't do that in a park like this. You can't do that when you're talking about, and really what Disney World is. And let's just be honest. Disney World is an artificially created, man-made park where, because of all of these creations, if anybody gets hurt, it could be on Disney. And Disney has to make sure that everybody is being safe and not being morons, climbing up on walls or, you know,
climbing up the freaking pyramid at Epcot.
You know,
now Liquid Courage does a lot.
Out of freaking the land.
Oh my God! I'd have to scroll back and find it. It's gonna be impossible. But there were people who decided, hey, I don't want to leave the park to smoke. They climbed in on World Showcase. They climbed over the bridge and walked to the bottom. Let's
change that rant to that now.
I'd love to keep talking about cameras, but we have so many guest things to talk about.
Yes, we do absolutely. But that right there, okay. So again, kind of goes to what we were saying about like we're ranting on people. Who decides? Here's the thing: do you really need to smoke that bad? If you do,
exactly.
You probably need you do have a problem. I'm just going to say it's like, you know, if you smoke. I mean, hey, I occasionally have a cigar every now and then. It's been a while, but you know, to get, if you have that habit, then, you know, get some nicotine gum and all that. Get something that would allow you to enjoy your vacation without having to do that. It's and the thing is, it's like I don't want to sit there and just preach on it, but I mean, it's. You run the risk. What if they drop down there while they were smoking, get their hands caught in the bridge?
Even better yet, because it's Florida, you just assume everywhere has an alligator.
Oh yeah.
I can attest to this. I have seen through friends of mine at Disney the depth map for that lagoon. And over near the beach club, it's about 40 feet deep.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, this past trip, like I see it more and more than I'm walking around the parks. A lot of people, I don't know why Disney allows them to bring it in. People bring their e-cigarettes, their vapes in, and they're actively vaping in the queue or in the just walking around the park, and the cast members see it and they do nothing about it. And that's just something that's getting to me, because I'm like, if you're gonna go hard on banning smoking, which I'm glad they do, apply it. Like I know they say no e-cigarettes either, but they don't enforce it.
At the end of the day, it's down to guest satisfaction scores. And if there's not enough of it popping up on the radar, you have to turn the other way. That's the downside to it.
Yeah.
That sucks. Two real geeks.
Until it hurts the bottom line.
Danny right there. Donna Fallen, she actually just put it up nicely. If you want privacy, stay home. It's like I was saying earlier. Get a room. Danny, welcome aboard, my man. Good to have you guys here in the hizzy tonight. It's been a while, man. Been a while. And guys, make sure you go check out Two Real Geeks. They've been doing a lot of different videos and vlogs, and they're now they are Orlando residents.
They are.
They are taking it all in now. So make sure you check them out.
To your amendment, though, to amend your comment, though, if you get a room if you want privacy, you can also go to the bathroom, but I do not recommend the communal bathrooms.
I also don't recommend the port of entry bathrooms. James knows I had a very big issue with those.
No.
Yeah, that's why I go to the bathrooms over by Antihitos in the morning, like before 7 o'clock, because no one goes there. They don't see it.
Oh my gosh, man! Here's the thing: if you wanna have people making time, that Disney is just not it. It's just not it. And Rockstar MK, I did not know that. I did know that Disney had cameras. I didn't know they were hidden, just like hidden Mickeys. Oh yeah, they're definitely there. Danny says, okay, 8 months in Florida, not one gator. I'm thinking they are myths.
You're gonna jinx it. You were gonna jinx it, my guy.
Yeah.
Go to Gatorland, and I'm not saying that because I know their creative director.
Here's the thing: you just got to go along a quiet path along a lake. You'll find one. I mean, that also I actually works. Got his stat one time when I was running. It was actually in Charleston though. It was like Charlestown Landing. I'm running along, and all of a sudden I hear this big hissing sound. And the gator's about 8 foot away, and he's just going, I'm like, what? And he was just sitting there like he was just pissed that I was just running by him, And I'm going, sorry, dude. I'll keep on going.
It's like that when It's like that when I go through the houses at horror nights where they'll try to scare me. I usually just quit back. Everybody's a critic.
So Donna said, "Oh geez, my sister couldn't afford all her food. She got bread and cigarettes. Oh my gosh!
Just get nicotine salts. There you go.
Priorities. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like we're like, this is like a people rant tonight. Because Scott,
it's 100% a people rant. It's okay. It's 80-20. 80% of people rant.
So Dean asked a question here. He saw someone vaping in the parking lot. Is that okay?
Technically, it's not in the park, so I think it's allowed.
Yeah, it's one of those things where as long as you're technically not in a hotel room and you're not in the park, that they really don't care. I mean, to be honest, you can run through the parking lot and they don't yell at you. Now, if you run across the tramway and the tram's coming, then they'll yell at you. But
then they'll yell.
But that's also a natural selection thing.
Janie B is in the house tonight. Janie, welcome aboard. Happy New Year. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while because I haven't been live, but now we are. And yes, you have come for a rant, and it's been an interesting one. We've been talking about the birds and the bees for a little bit, So, oh wait, so Danny says he's a Universal employee now. Awesome, Danny. That's great.
Awesome. Shoot, that's awesome, dude. Danny, yeah. I've been going to the parks a lot more lately. I've been meaning to reach out to you to meet up, and I've completely forgot. Just that my schedule at Disney has just been like always just like go.
Yeah.
I have a lot of I know this is a rant, but I still have a lot of praises for Disney, which I'll talk about here in a few minutes. But back to the whole rant thing about these guests. There's something else that I want to share. I'm going to share my screen really quickly.
Okay.
Because this technically isn't copyright because it's literally just on here.
I just see the share screen button. I'm using my broadcasting app.
All right, let me know when you got it pulled up.
Yeah, I'll add it, and here we go. We'll add it.
All right.
And we will make it solo.
The good old fight at Toy Story Mania.
Let's get ready to rumble.
The funniest thing to me is the background music is just still playing.
I saw comments on that. Like it was literally, it was just so obvious how it almost felt scripted because it was something you would see out of a movie, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, something you would see out of a movie.
Listen to the music.
Nothing says you've got a friend in me like a SmackDown. I can say for something like that, they actually tell you that you cannot interfere because it falls right back into liability.
Yep. That's it.
At the end of the day, they'll rather have security do it. And I will be honest, at Universal, I'm not too fond of their security.
Right. Yeah. Now here's the thing about this. Now I didn't see any fights in my previous years going to Disney World in the 80s and 90s.
Because it's a completely different like set of people. Like,
well, see, this is what I'm trying to figure out is did those things occur? And because we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have just instant broadcast information, or was it really just like society was different?
The way I see this is like you have people who I think people are more angry now because they're spending all this money and they can't get such and such, or someone is in someone's way. It's a lot more crowded too now. So I think that's a huge link to it. Disney wasn't as crowded as it is now.
Yes.
Not even 10 years ago, it wasn't even that crowded.
No.
But it's stupid how, like, I don't like how people are getting. Like, if you're going to Disney to go on vacation, imagine getting banned for fighting someone over the tiniest thing. Oh, you're in my way. I can't see the fireworks. Imagine getting banned over that and never being able to go to Disney again.
Now, that would be truly magical.
Oh, yeah. No, that'd totally be making magic right there.
It's magic, all right. You disappear from being able to go in the parks again. Here's the thing about that, and this is something that Mrs. Road Trip and I had talked about. Because of the fact that we are scrimping and we're trying to basically fill in every ride that we can within that day, it does wear you out. It does wear you out. Now, the thing that I always go in, and it's just because if you go to theme parks long enough, you kind of know, as they say, pack your patience. You pack your patience. You come in, you know that there's going to be a wait. And I have to deal with that with my middle son, RTD 2. I have to tell him, like, dude, when you come here, there's going to be lines. So prepare for that. Mentally, tell yourself, okay, I'm going to be waiting. The funny thing is that I do believe that the stresses are higher because the prices are much higher. The amount of perks that you get is lower, significantly lower. And there's literally, for somebody like us, maybe somebody who's never been, or maybe who comes every 5 years, it's like, dadgummit, I want to get this right. I want to get in this line. And then it ends up becoming an obsession. It ends up becoming something more than just a vacation, something more than you're just an experience. It becomes, I can't believe I'm bringing this up. It becomes a quest. As Chevy Chase said on National Lampoon's Vacation, it's a quest. It's a quest for having fun. We're going to have fun, no matter what.
Hey, and the best part is, when you go there and you're about to go on the ride, you hear, "Sorry, folks, but the ride's now closed to clean America's favorite family fun park. Sorry."
Who's outside should have told you.
But no, it's funny. Brandon has seen this. I have saved on my phone an album that is titled Why. And all it is people's vacation itineraries for Disney, some of which are planned down to 5-minute blocks.
Oh my God. They were like insane. At 12:05, go here. 12:07, go Cantina. 12:08, this. I'm like, what?
But a lot of it too now with it is the way that Disney's pricing itself is also the fact that the once a year trip, the once every 2 years trip is becoming again the once in a lifetime trip. And because of that, tensions are higher and all of that fun jazz.
Expectations are much higher.
That and the theme park's designed to over simulate you to begin with. which is another whole thing. Your mind just shuts down completely. So a lot of that's tied into, and I've said this nicely on the Disney forums years ago, the Disney Entitlement syndrome, where I wrote down almost verbatim, I'm staying at a Walt Disney World resort, so bow down now or die attitude.
I'll be honest.
The expectations now have gotten to a point where it's like, okay, I'm a Disney guest. You know, there's got to be something for this, right? And the thing is, that's understandable when you're being charged $700 a night. Let me tell you guys this. We stayed at Shades of Green during our trip last month in January. I had deluxe accommodations right across the street from the Polynesian. I could just walk right in and eat whatever. You know how much I paid per night? $190. $190 for deluxe accommodations in a Magic Kingdom resort area. You will not find that anytime anymore. You won't find it.
What year was that?
Just last month.
Now, to throw to that real quick, I have actually found rates for less than $300 a night. And that was when I was...
Find it for $190 a night, though? That's the question.
It wasn't $190,
not for deluxe.
But for non-Shades of Green, it was Swan and Dolphin over at Epcot.
Now, Swan and Dolphin, I would say, is probably your next best bet for a good value, for a good stay. The problem is, if you have families more than 4, like mine, we have 5 kids, and that we can't get the only way we'd be able to do it is if we got double rooms, like adjoining rooms. And I find that that Shades of Green accommodated us so well, but it is for veterans, for active duty, and for also honor, for retired military. So that's kind of the perk there, right? It's one of those things where I'm like, wow, actually going to the military was actually a good decision, with something like that. But it's when you're, Danny put in Disney equals Fight Club. We don't talk about Disney then. We can't talk about Disney if it's like
okay. Funny thing about that is I literally just watched Fight Club the other day for the first time. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I feel like they knew this was going to be a meme, even though memes didn't exist in 1999. They knew it would get popular, so they said it. They said that line the entire movie. They're like, "Oh, Project Mayhem. The first rule about Project Mayhem is not to talk about Project Mayhem." I'm like, come on.
Okay, so that makes my next commentary into this. I'll have to modify. But going back to the room rates, I found my email because I'm a data hoarder from when I last stayed on property in 2013. And this was going through a cast member friend of mine, so I got the other guest bedroom 40% discount. It was redacted Polynesian Resort Club Level Garden View, $424 a night. And this was 2013.
Yeah. It was starting to really go up in the 2010s. The last time we stayed at the Polynesian, the last time that my family stayed at the Polynesian, even with my mom and dad having DVC membership, was 2009. I mean, it started getting crazy, and it really never got better. And as the prices continue to go up, and there's no sign that Disney sees any sort of need to reduce price now. As the prices continue to go up, there's eventually, I believe, there's going to be a price point where the crowds will be less, and kind of justifying what Disney's doing. But then a lot of goodwill is going to be kind of shot to where, and then people aren't going to really. I mean, let's put it this way, guys. I'm considering Universal. So I mean, like Danny says, it's like if I go to him, if I'm trying to find him, he's in the parks after close. But I'm like, well, Danny, I need to talk to you anyway, because Universal is something I'm considering. We're considering Dollywood. We're considering just trips like to the Keys, right? We're like, all these things are occurring, and it's because middle class people cannot afford this on a consistent basis. They just can't.
Mm-hmm. So I have kind of a rant. Oh yeah. I kind of have kind of a rant with staying on property. Like I was with the included perks. We stayed at Art of Animation this past trip, and we did the Little Mermaid rooms because that was like the basic one. It's great. I liked it. It was enjoyable. It was actually a really nice room. Unless you want to try and use the Skyliner. Let me pull up Google Earth really quickly, and I'll share my screen of the kind of walk we had to go from our room to the Skyliner. We're talking like at least a mile walk. It was brutal. All right, Orlando.
Well, if it's worth anything, when I stayed in club level at the Poly, I had to swim to the Magic Kingdom.
In gator infested waters. Impressive.
Yeah, that was the added bonus.
Most impressive.
And all you heard during it was the Mission Impossible theme.
Nice. Scuba Cat 3, with all the upcharges, crowds, alcohol, there's a lot of pressure to get your money's worth. Exactly.
Yep.
Rockstar MK, when I think of a fight at Disney, I think that the fight started when someone said something about a Disney movie that they didn't believe, or a Disney movie that they didn't like that you like. Now that would be more messed up. So Donna Fallen, ever since the pandemic, people have gone nuts, starting a brawl because the restaurant was out of steak. Oh yeah, that was where was that? I remember that story, but I can't remember that now.
That happened? You're kidding me.
I
Come on.
We all need to go and realize that a theme park is more than just rides. There are many times that Jess and I go to the park and just do nothing. Exactly. It's about theming and environment. The rides are secondary.
Now, at the end of the day, the bean counters comments to that is there are more stuff than it. The gift shops.
Yeah, exactly. Janie B, thank you so much for that. I've just seeing your comment now. I appreciate that. There's far more guys and gals who've given a lot more than me and deserve it. So it literally is a privilege to be able to stay in a place like that. Scuba Cat 3, $91 for the Hilton Garden on Palm Parkway. Now, I've heard about some of those places on Palm Parkway. Timothy Rainwater said, we've stayed at the Flamingo Crossings at Home 2 Suites. That's a great price, Tim, from the Welcome Disney sign on Western Way. I know exactly what you're talking about because we passed that when we were staying at the Grove. James, have you ever stayed at the Grove?
No.
Don't.
When what we used to do was we would stay, so it's like the first year I went to Disney, 2005, I stayed at the Contemporary. The second year was the Beach Club. The third year we started going to Universal. So we went to Universal for 2 years and we would stay. Then we start like just renting a house. Yeah. Because we found that was much easier.
Yeah, I'm hearing now Airbnb or Vrbo is there. Before we get going, I'm going to say hello to an awesome friend. Leanne is in the house. Sunico Travels. Yes, you made it. Welcome aboard. Good to have you here. Sorry, I'm trying to get caught up on comments here. So, Donna said that was in Golden Corral in Tennessee.
All I can say about that,
not had the chicken. They didn't have the chicken fondue. The chocolate fondue fountain.
All I can say about that is it's Tennessee and it's the Golden Corral. No wonder why.
So the Hampton Inn on Palm Parkway has Big Mickey waffles. Out freaking standing. I love it. I love it already. I got to check that out.
There was
Real Geeks. Palm Parkway is not always the best area to stay if you want your car there. If you get me. Okay.
There was Brandon stayed at a guest room in Champions Gate, which is actually south of me by like 3 miles. It was like what, $43 a night when you went?
It was like, yes, it was $43 a night. I'm not going to tell you where it is because I don't want everybody just knowing where this is and being able to book it because I like to have my open dates. Not many people know about this Airbnb, and it's nice because I like to have this available. Like for when Fantasmic reopens, I'm going there opening day. I will literally book that $43 a night Airbnb, stay there a night, drive back the next day.
All I can say, though, is with Disney, though, it's going to be interesting because in 2005 through 2016, we had Nickelodeon down here. So they had the Nickelodeon suites. Nickelodeon's planning on reopening down here.
Are they what?
Wow. Yeah. It hasn't been formally announced yet. They're going through a whole slot of production stuff. Yeah, Brandon, I thought you saw that. I did like a 20-minute video on that one a few months ago.
I didn't see that.
You never told me about that.
Well, then go watch it. I think it's my pinned message on Twitter.
So Leanne is she's staying off property in the Disney themed Airbnb that is cheaper than staying at Disney. So yeah, like I'm hearing a lot more people that we know from our church doing that as well. And now here's the thing, guys. The one thing that I hate about staying off property, because we did this with the Grove, I hate the driving. I mean, I know, I mean, I can suck it up, right? I can suck it up. But I tell you what, when we were at Shades of Green, it was so nice to just throw the car keys in the safe and never have to drive.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, Disney knows that value that's there, right? So Brandon's got his screen up, so let me put that right there. All right. Now, what are we looking at right here?
Okay, so this is the layout of the Art of Animation connected to the Pop Century Resort. So the first night we got there, I surprised Tiffany with a night at the Pop Century because I told her we were going to be staying at that Airbnb, and I'm like, you know what? I get a pretty good annual pass rate for like one of these like value resorts. So I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'll book a night. And it was great. I think our hotel room was like right there. So the walk to the Skyliner wasn't that bad. However, the rest of our trip was the Art of Animation at the Little Mermaid room. They put us all the way back here. So you have to go down here, take the elevator down, walk over here, walk around, walk through there, walk all the way here just to get to the Skyliner. So yes, having the Skyliner there was great. But they punish you for getting the cheaper room. They punish you for a walk with almost like it felt like a whole mile walk, and like my feet are still like the back of my heel is still messed up because I wore an on cloud shoe and it kept stabbing me in my foot. But like Brandon, even just
by staying at the Little Mermaid rooms, you have designated yourself as Disney's peasant. Only the peasants will have to need to walk like a mile or two to dare infiltrate the Skyliner for some transportation.
It sucked because even then, because like we woke up early in the morning to rope drop Animal Kingdom because we got the early entrance. It was nice, almost an empty park. We got to do Flight of Passage. We got to do Navi River Journey, and we did the Kilimanjaro Safari. We did Lightning Lane for Kilimanjaro Safari, which Genie Plus. I hate it, but it's also good because it's basically the FastPass system just really toned down. I hate how toned down it is, but it works. But so you had to walk from there all the way. Like we took the bus to Animal Kingdom because I basically parked my car the entire time, like right in here, and except for when we did Hollywood, I took my drove there. But like the walk, we had to walk all the way through here just to make it to here to the bus station. Then go to Animal Kingdom.
I gotta put it back on. Hold on a sec. I had it on there.
Okay.
Yep, there you go.
So
you go on there.
We walked. I don't know if you can see the mouse or not.
Yep.
Okay, so we had to walk all the way from here. Instead of going that way, we had to go this way to cut into the lobby, to cut through to the bus station, and then go to Animal Kingdom. So what we did on the way back, instead of taking this route back, we went from there. We got off the bus, and then walked from here back to our room, which was a lot quicker, surprisingly, because there weren't as many curves around here. Yeah. And then when we got showered up, we got changed and all that, ready for Epcot because we got dressed up nice for Epcot because we had some like great dining stuff going on. I'm like, yeah, let's have a nice date night. So then we had to walk all the way to the Skyliner, and it was just brutal, man. And and then it takes you to the port of entry. So as soon as you enter there, if you want to go anywhere, you have to walk the entire World Showcase.
No. We made the mistake of our kids were younger, and my youngest was 9 months, and we were staying at the Little Mermaid room. So I know all about that trek, having to take them with the strollers and getting and we actually had to have 2 strollers, so we're doing that with the bus. That was a flat out nightmare. But I think that's just unfortunately that's the way it is with that resort. And so it's like yeah, you kind of wonder, okay, is it really a value, for doing that?
Like,
Let
unless you're
me
paying
read
for a suite.
yeah, let me read a couple of comments right here because we're falling behind. So Rockstar MK, hey, road trip day, fun fact. I've been going to Disney World since I was 2 years old, and now I'm 16. I'm a big Disney fan girl. Awesome, Rockstar. That's awesome. That's awesome. Scuba Cat 3, on property is still hard to beat. I could buy a couple of brand new cars with the DVC contracts I own. Yeah, that there's as a matter of fact, Janie B asked a question. I'll pose it right here. So what about DVC rentals? DVC rentals are what I would consider the best alternative if you're looking to stay on property, get deluxe accommodations, and not pay a ton of money. It's still going to be about $300 a night, depending on the actual time. I guess it's whether or not it's busier in certain. I guess you call it the prime time parts of the calendar. But here's the caveat. One DVC rental company I know, and I don't want to quote, I don't want to say who they are because I may be wrong on who it is. I may have them switched. One of them says if you cancel, there is no refund, period. So then you would have to buy traveler's insurance to cover yourself in case that did happen. But there's another one that allows the cancellation within a week or two. So if it's like, so you still have that option if you need to do that. So that's the problem, is that there's never anything consistent that truly feels like a value, or you truly feel like you're getting the best for your money and you're not getting swindled. You're not having to pay, a mortgage, just to do that.
Yeah. Speaking of DVC rental, I'm trying to rent DVC points for when Tiffany and I go down for a honeymoon next April. Not this coming April, but next April.
Yeah.
We're looking at staying at the Poly. So if any of you are either looking to let me rent DVC points or point me in the right direction to rent DVC points, it would be much appreciated.
Yeah. So Cat 3, Beach Club Villas. Right there. See, and that my parents, that's their home. That's their home DVC as well. We've stayed there multiple times, and really, that is, I would say, that is the best deluxe that we can find in terms of access to everything. Polynesian is really nice. Polynesian is still my favorite hotel, but you do have to go through a little ordeal just to get stuff. So Danny's saying, Brandon, when you say port of entry, he keeps thinking you mean Islands of Adventure.
You're probably thinking World Showcase.
I'm probably thinking the International Gateway.
Yeah, the Gateway. That's what that is. Yes.
Also, could I just say thank you for confirming April of 2023? So now I have a bit more time to eat like trash.
So Scuba Cat 3, DVC rentals are still expensive. Consider buying a resale contract or two. Actually, my parents are saying that they want to give that off to basically my sister and me. And so right now we're kind of considering what to do. But we found out during my last trip in just this past month, while I was talking to Josh, as a matter of fact, Mrs. Road Trip was talking to the DVC people, and basically the DVC property is only good for 50 years. They designed the buildings and resorts to basically have a 50-year lifespan. So then after that, they'll be either tearing them down and redoing them, or shifting them around. Not sure.
Is that why Poly and Contemporary took massive refurbs over this past year?
That may be.
It's also, let's be honest, IP sales.
I mean, true, because you got, oh, mommy, I want the Incredibles room. Mommy, Moana. Let me see the Moana room. $600 a night.
IP sells if I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this, man.
Here, I got one better for you.
IP matters if you spoil your kid rotten. I'm just saying.
I'll be honest with you. When I saw photos of the Incredibles room at the Contemporary, I was so glad I saw it, because then I know mommy and daddy would be able to take the little spoiled brat over to a fake Nickelodeon Sweets. Because that's literally, Nickelodeon Sweets even had the decal in the closet in the kids' room.
Let me tell you guys this. Noah, I think Disney's Adventures is still on here. We were actually talking about that. He posted the pictures when they posted. You know what I thought that room was when I first saw it in the Contemporary? I thought it was a hospital room. I thought I was not impressed. I was not impressed. I mean, I enjoy IP as anybody else, but tastefully, you know, I think like the Moana motif that they put in the Polynesian, I think that's pretty good, and they did a pretty good job with that. But I saw that, I'm like, yeah, not interested.
Now,
it's like I hate to say this, it's like when the Avengers show up to your hospital room.
Oh, no.
while we are speaking about Make-A-Wish Foundation, which first off is a wonderful foundation.
It really is.
Segueing all the way back into our earlier conversation, at least you can say that there was actually Mr. Incredible in the Contemporary room.
Very true.
Because if not, it's going to be disappointment no matter what.
JDB, hey, you're welcome for that. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, Two Real Geeks. The only reason we used to stay at Disney hotels was for the dining plan. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I mean, are they ever bringing that back or what?
They said they were, but they were like, oh hey, the dining plan's coming back. They've done nothing with it.
Done nothing.
Yeah. So like, the only good perk for staying on property is that early entrance, because like you have an empty park. Like Tiffany and I, basically, we did the early entrance, and for Hollywood, like we did it for all of the parks, but for Hollywood, we literally got there. Like they said, the park for early entrance would open at 8:30. They let us into the park. Give me a second. Sorry. They let us into the park at, like, we walked into the park at 7:44 in the morning.
Wow.
We Tiffany and I got to do like a little dance, like a little slow dance on an empty Sunset Boulevard with the music playing.
I'll say this. If you here's a tip for anybody who's coming in. We notice this as well. They'll say that rope drop for the early morning for Disney guests is, you know, 8:30 or whatnot. No. It's 8:15 or 8 o'clock. At least it was like for Epcot, because people were already walking in. We were riding the monorail around. There was like a mass of people heading to the Ratatouille adventure ride.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they won't let you on any rides until like that designated park open time.
Yeah,
but you can enter the park
in the property though, and so people are making their way. So the key is, I mean, I'm not saying you need to camp out. Camp out for like the first spot to get into the park, but it sure does seem like it. It feels like it.
I mean, look at the 50th. The park technically opened at what, 8 or 9 o'clock, and
people were lined up like 2 in the morning.
Yeah,
they technically opened and had the Emporium open for sales at like 6:45 in the morning.
That's disgusting.
It's great. I put it up online. My Twitter feed that morning was fantastic. It was like, the first photo was, it's chill out here at the turnstile. It's very empty. And then the next tweet after that was, meanwhile in the Emporium, and it's a mass crowd of people
fighting.
Wow.
Fighting for stupid little plastic blue cups from Starbucks.
I'm about to blind all of you, which I do apologize.
Eyes.
Yeah, I know. This is
it's also flipped.
Oh, is it flipped?
Oh, here we go. It's a solo layout. Here we go.
Here, okay, let me go in real quick and unflip this for you. Is that better?
There we go.
So this is Everest Place. Yada, yada, yada. This is where their property is. Now, to put it in nice perspective, right here where my mouse is Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's not too far from your place, right?
Yeah, no. And this is I'm like 5 miles south of Margaritaville.
Yeah.
And they're like saying 10 minutes to Disney's Animal Kingdom. And this is like just going through the resorts that they're going to show. The first one is Misk from Shaza, I believe it is. I don't think they actually mention it here. This could tell you I really watched this video so much.
Is the theming from this company pretty good?
This company is all going to be third-party hotels.
Okay, gotcha.
So, like, if you see this one is Nickelodeon Hotel and Resort.
Okay.
So this is Nickelodeon's de facto coming back into the Orlando market.
Yeah.
And then the other one is going to be a 5-star hotel from Kopensky.
Wow.
But the Misk one is going to be more interesting, and they're also going to have condos there. So there should be rentals there as well, I'm assuming, from what I've seen on their website. Because I've been
interesting.
I've been stalking their website to be.
I hate to have us move on. We have to end here. Yeah, we have to end here in a few minutes.
I was just going to say, Brandon, you got a hard stop at 10:45, don't you?
I can push it to 11.
All right.
But
all right, so
there's a few other things I got to talk about. One is
push it 11. Yep. All right, let's get to the comments. We always stated value resorts and loved it back when they were valued resorts. Exactly, Leanne. Exactly. And then Scuba Cat 3, you're mixing up the IP in the hotel rooms with DVC rooms. They're not the same units. No, Scuba Cat. No, I understood that. It's just that if I was going to stay in the Contemporary Hotel, at least in the main tower, I have like zero incentive now to do it with just what they've done there. Let's see here. And so Danny's thinking, in his opinion, the dining plan is not coming back. Nothing has been said about it, and that's not a good sign. So yeah. Danny's saying you do need to camp. These people show up to the parks about 2 hours before employees get there. Are you serious?
It varies.
Yes and no. Like with Hollywood, they won't let you do that. Like they set up like cop cars and everything. They make you turn around and keep driving until it's time to come back. They tell you when you come back, but they
even have security at the bridge underneath by Swan and Dolphin.
Yep.
Over underneath like Buena Vista Drive.
Yep.
Scott Shearer says his friend, she doesn't know when the eating plan is coming back. I think he said his friend works there. So yeah. So let's see, Brando, you got something else to add on here? Let's add that on there. All right. Oh yeah. The stroller Karen.
What pisses me off about her is she parked her stroller in the wrong place, and he just went to go move it, as anyone should.
Yep.
And she has this temper tantrum meltdown, filming him and stuff. Oh, look at me! Oh my god!
The thing about the strollers, and this is what I saw when our kids were younger. You can put them in the stroller area, but what Disney employees sometimes have to do is they've got to change the configuration to make room for more. And I never got too pissed about it. I think the one time that I got mad about it was just because it was taking me 10 to 15 minutes to find it. I kind of wish it's like if I park it in the stroller area, you know, I want it. It's like I remember it being over here by the Seas with Nemo, but what she did is that she put it in an area that's not for strollers. It's not designated that at all, right? It was she was parking it over there by the Village House, right, for Pinocchio.
It looked like she was going to park it for the carousel, which they normally keep up front because it was over by Village House.
So she's over on the other side of the carousel, not in the back where the strollers are supposed to be.
Can you pull it back up real quick, Brandon?
Yes, let me.
Because I can tell you, when I dealt with people like that, when they always ask for the supervisor, I have always said it with a smile on my face. Okay.
She's in front of the where you can meet all the princesses, I think.
So she's in front of the meet and greet from the princesses?
Yeah, she's in front of like that where you can meet the princesses.
So okay, so she's definitely not in the right spot.
Correct.
No. So she would be on the, judging by the eastern side of the carousel.
Yeah.
Which normally they park the strollers on the northern side of the carousel. That's normally where like that entire massive group goes.
Right. Here's the thing. Again, it goes to what we were talking about before. People are paying out the wazoo for this, and there is a sense of I always think, like, when
Entitlement.
it comes to entitlement, there's like a fine line. There's a fine line between when they act like entitled jerks and when they're legitimately pissed about something. And in this case, she crossed it because she clearly wasn't following the instructions that they told her to do.
A lot of it too is from, and this is also that I've seen and heard from other people I know who work in the parks, where we also have, and we will call them this flat out, that we have gypsies, where they will try just because they saw it work online. Like, look at the one thing on TikTok where it's like, if I am scantily clad, I can get a free $70 sweatshirt.
Oh god!
You notice how quick they put the kibosh on that.
Yeah.
Last I checked, now it's like a simple $24 t-shirt, which alone their profit margin is 350% minimum.
You know, it's kind of funny. Brandon, you were saying earlier, like, you don't give out your secrets.
Don't give out your secrets because it's not a secret anymore if everybody knows.
Exactly. That's absolutely just that's, man. You know, the funny thing, I'm going to make a segue here because I know we got a hard stop in 14 minutes. We have to discuss about the fact that this lady, she got pissed because of the strollers and with the carousel. So my question is, did she have Genie Plus for the carousel? Did she make sure that she do that? Are we going to do Genie Plus for stroller parking now? Do it, Bob. Do it. Bob Chapek, I have another money-making deal for you. Make it so you pay to park your stroller.
See, this would actually be nice.
Designate
because this would actually be nice because when you're walking this World Showcase, everybody's there, and people don't know how to not stop in the middle of the road.
This is true.
They just stop, and you're gonna have to like dodge and weave people because they decide to stop in the middle of the freaking road.
I think some of that is cultural. It's like I see like they're not familiar with like the ebb and flow of traffic, and I tell people all the time, like, when you're in a theme park walkway, it's very much like a highway. It's very much like a highway. You know, if you need to pull over to the side, or if you need to pull over, figure out where you are, you pull over to the side.
Well, a good analogy is when you have people who are overstimulated looking at everywhere, it's everyone slowing down to gawk at a car crash.
Yep. Yeah. Either that or they're like, oh, there's a cop over there, even though he's pulled someone over. Oh, he's gonna stop what he's doing and come pull over me. Pull me up.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, if people followed the road, the same rules of engagement on the road, slower traffic gets to the right. Slower traffic gets to the far right. And let us people that are going faster get past. I gotta say hello to somebody. 2 Square Root 231 is in the house. What's up, Dan? Good to have you on board, man. I bring up the Genie Plus thing though because I do want to shout out. I'm going to shout out a cast member right now, Eli, in the Magic Kingdom ticket office from Ohio. Okay, you were awesome, brother. You were awesome. Let me tell you why. We got Genie Plus for free.
Really?
Yep, both of our days.
Oh no, okay. I'm not going to ask because it's a secret.
I'm going to need you to leave some messages for me.
Yeah. Shoot me some text messages, bro.
We messed up. We messed up when we bought our tickets. Because we were like thinking, we'll get them at Shades of Green, and then we're like, no, we can't get them at Shades of Green. We've already paid for them, so we can't get the veteran rate. So it was a screw up with how we did it. And again, I think that's kind of the reason why I would say I would shoot on park reservations. I'm kind of over that. I understand why they got it, but it messed us up because I can't go on base and purchase tickets because I'm not active duty or retired. But anyway, that guy because of the ticket snafu, we got to experience Genie Plus. Now, for all of you out there, all of my roadies out there, I'm going to tell you guys this. And Brandon, James, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not. It's totally cool. Genie Plus is worth it at Magic Kingdom.
I'd say at Epcot, it's worth it at every park.
We just did not get a good experience out of it at Epcot.
Yeah, no, because Epcot has very few attractions, and they book up like that. Like we did, we had Genie because we did a park hopper day for we did half Animal Kingdom, and then the other half was Epcot, and we didn't do the test track at all that day because just our schedule was so busy, but the test track lightning lanes sold out so fast.
Yes.
They were gone by like 10 a.m.
Yeah, I woke up at 7 a.m. on the day, or I woke up at 6:45. I have a clock set, and I set a reservation for test track. The earliest time I got was 2 p.m.
See, I mean, that's still not bad. But
here's the thing. Let me tell you why Epcot sucked with Genie Plus. You're exactly right about the attraction numbers not being high up enough to really justify it. However, when one attraction breaks down, or when two break down, or they're out of commission, all of a sudden now you've got people who can't get the lightning lane for that ride. The crowd in that ride now is shifted over, and the lines are longer for another ride.
Yep.
It was, let's put it this way. When Test Track went down, we got like the multi pass or whatever, or something like that. Well, or not the multi pass. What do you call it?
The multi experience.
The multi. Yes. So we said, all right, we'll go to Soarin', and we did Soarin', and that worked. The thing is, it's like once we did that, we're like, okay, can we get Test Track back? No, you can't. It's sold out. They don't reset. Here's the thing. I would have less problems of it, an issue with it, if, let's say, a ride breaks down. At that moment, for Genie Plus people who've reserved it, demarcate the people who've already ridden it, and basically say, okay, you guys are out of the picture, and keep those spaces for Test Track when it comes back online.
Now I'm gonna be the oddity. I have not even bought Disney Plus, or not Disney Plus, Disney Genie Plus.
Yeah,
I don't even touch it.
We are not going to. The next time we go, we will buy it from Magic Kingdom, and that's it.
The only thing I've touched it was to find out that the AR filters are made by Snapchat.
We need it. The thing they needed a Genie Plus for is this SOB. The Figment popcorn bucket line.
Well, to be fair, you did get Genie Plus on it.
I did, because
I waited 2.5 hours.
Yeah, someone was gracious enough, i.e. James. The day we got engaged, we were at Magic Kingdom. He's like, "Hey, I'm headed over to Epcot to try and get a popcorn bucket." I'm like, "You can try and get me one?" He's like, I'll see what I can do. He freaking got me one.
That's awesome, man.
To be fair, between me and my sister, we got 4 of them, and they've all shipped out. Like, this was actually one that just got into my friend today.
Nice.
People were giving me such snide looks too when I had it. It's like, really?
Well, James, to be fair though, you weren't one of those. Okay, I'm about to say a bad word, and I can't. You weren't one of those tools, right? With 50 of those buckets stuffed in bags, and then like taking them over to a certain table and photographing them on Etsy and eBay for immediate sale.
No, even still, I was getting commentary. Like, I was eating the grilled cheese and tomato soup. Mother went to her kid, or kid went to her brother, was like, "Look, they got the bucket." The mother was like, "I know." It's like, yes, I waited.
These people.
Yes.
Those individuals.
Now, I will say, his popcorn bucket is a one of one.
Mine is a one of a kind. Like, one of a kind. Mine is signed by the original Dreamfinder.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Let me go get it real quick.
Okay.
I can say they did order more.
Right.
I know how much they ordered.
So there it is. Let's see the signature, man. Let's see it. All right there on the bottom. That's awesome. Awesome.
Also, a huge thank you to James on that.
Yes, that's incredible. Here's the thing, though. If they're going to do those particular things, James, and this is the thing, it's kind of like what Brandon was saying earlier with the vaping. The rule is you're only supposed to buy 2 maximum, and they don't enforce that. And I don't get that, because they will enforce other rules. They'll enforce them to the T.
I think it's because they don't want to overburden their servers. Because remember when they had last month or like a month and a half ago, the giant Amazon AWS crash?
Yes, that was. Yeah. I hated that.
It took out mobile ordering, the biometrics. It took out a lot of Disney services. Wow.
Yeah, that's the other thing I noticed too. Was like when we were putting our tickets in, Epcot didn't make us put our fingers in, but Magic Kingdom did. So I thought that was interesting too. I was like, couldn't figure that out. But yeah, it's the tech. Here's the thing about technology, and this is I'm going to go on a rant just about technology. All right, I'm just saying. I believe that technology can help people. Technology can help industry. Technology can help make our experiences better. But when you have too much technology, then you're either A, dependent on it, or B, the technology becomes the attraction, becomes what you worry about, and not what you're there for. Mm-hmm. My other gripe about Genie Plus was, at least in Epcot, I felt like in some instances I was looking at my phone more.
I've heard that very much.
I can't stand that. If I go to Epcot, I want to look at World Showcase Lagoon. Now, granted, I'm having to deal with the Batman tacos right there in the middle of the lagoon, but I can still watch them. I can still watch the lagoon. There's a time and place for technology, and sometimes it is best to just still include the human experience. And like I said, with Epcot, I felt like I was into it, like on my phone more. Now Magic Kingdom, I think once we got the fact that we had more attractions and we were able to kind of segment it out better, we could actually work with it and still enjoy the sights and sounds of Magic Kingdom. That was my experience with it. And like I've said, I will spend $15 per person on my Magic Kingdom stay because it definitely made those rides go through. I guarantee you, Peter Pan, we definitely did on Genie Plus.
Same. That was actually our first Genie Plus that we booked. I'm like, I want to do Peter Pan. I wanted to show Tiffany it back in August. We just did not have the chance to. So.
Yep.
Now, going back to the tacos real quick, I will give you a fun, brief story about that, and I will give you a tech prediction for Disney. Okay. The brief story is I actually tried pushing internally to get the taco sponsored by Taco Bell.
Oh my God! Yeah. I was for the record, I was there when he thought of the idea.
I literally sent an email out to my friend who's one of the World Showcase operation managers, and my tech prediction: Magic Band Plus. It's going to have a huge marketing hype, and in a year and a half, it's going to silently fade away like Made with Magic.
Ah, yeah. Wow. So Magic Band Plus, what will that be? That will be...
That's the RFID Magic Band with the LEDs and the motor.
Right. And so what's the difference between the Magic Band Plus and just the Magic Band? Like,
it's rechargeable. They're going to synchronize it to shows, ergo Made with Magic glow in the show.
That, and you're gonna get like cool. You're gonna get some like cool effects on your, like when you're scanning into the park, not on the turnstile anymore. Which I'm mad about that because a couple of my Magic Bands have cool effects.
I remember seeing that.
What sucks is because like a lot of the limited edition ones I have 2. I have the 30th. I have 3 actually. I have the 30th anniversary, Hollywood Studios, which makes a cool effect when you badge in Hollywood. I have a Rise of the Resistance one, which makes a cool effect when you badge in Hollywood. But the thing that I have an issue with is I have a Spider-Man No Way Home one, and it makes zero effect. It just makes the regular password effect, even though it's a limited edition, because they're putting all of their heart and soul into these Magic Band Plus, Magic Band 3.0s. And so the Magic Band itself is going to make the effects, not the turnstile, is what I'm thinking.
I guess the thing is, like, that's where I kind of, like, again, it kind of justifies what I'm saying about technology. I could give, man, I'm about to say some bad words. I could give a horse's behind about whether or not my band flashes and whether it's synchronized to the music. I don't care. I don't want
exactly.
Yeah.
I wanna see the castle. I want to see my daughter's eyes looking up at the castle with the fireworks. I want to see my boy's eyes when Spaceship Earth. Now, again, another positive on Disney, the Spaceship Earth lighting.
So actually,
speaking of light, is
on
awesome.
that one, Disney.
Funny thing on both of those fronts. First off, is I actually broke the Made with Magic Ears. So I actually have full blown RFID control or Bluetooth control as of right now. So I'm working on that.
Wow.
And I'm also working on a fun little project with LEDs.
Wow. So Danny's saying Magic Band is going to fade away before it even came out. It's going to be the next pal Mickey.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind if Magic Bands fade away. I am more than happy of using my phone.
Yeah.
It's nice. I can just tap my phone and I'm off to the races.
Right.
I like the convenience of my Magic Band. I'm going to share one more video real quick just to show you.
Janie, I definitely censored myself on that one. I did. I really did.
Now you can say that you are the Magic Kingdom droppings from their carriages.
So this is the Rise of Resistance effect that I have on mine.
Hi there, folks. Welcome.
Okay. Wow.
It's just so cool. Because no matter where you go in Hollywood, you want to scan your photo pass, go up to the Tower of Terror thing, and it makes a cool effect. I like that. I like because like I don't like these newer ones that light up and then all that. Like I don't want to have to keep checking my watch. Like with Genie Plus, it's convenient. Having this app is convenient, but I am there I go to Disney to escape reality, not to have my face buried in my phone all day. And that's how they're forcing it nowadays.
Amen. That is the biggest issue that I had with Genie Plus was the fact that, okay, while I'm waiting on Genie Plus to do something, okay, I don't want to go on social media. I don't want to check my email. I'm like, I really tried hard not to get into any other crap that's on my phone. And, it just simply doesn't do that. It had me going on my phone more. The one thing that I'll say about Lightning Lane is Disney is already starting to see that Lightning Lane is not going to be, I would say, the catalyst or the revenue draw, because they're already like some of the rides that they designated as Lightning Lane didn't even, like, people are like, I can wait in line for that. Like it shocked me that Test Track was not a Lightning Lane ride. It shocked me.
Well, it's like, I think it was during the holidays, some of the paid Lightning Lanes actually were bumped down to the free tier as a test. Well, I mean, to be fair, how many people want to spend $15?
Peter Pan actually had the Lightning Lane. They ended up having a Lightning Lane line for Peter Pan. And I was like, okay, guys, if you're doing that, you're killing the reason why you say, okay, I'm paying more money. The value should be there. Now, granted, the line wasn't that bad. We got through it just fine. But it's like, what happens if, let's say, I just think that just opens the door for something worse to happen in terms of like a line mix-up. I have heard now, and James, you're at the parks a lot more. I have heard where some of these Lightning Lane lines end up being longer than the standby. Now, is that true, or is that just
again? I have not touched Genie Plus at all.
Okay, I can actually attest to that. In some cases, yes. Haunted Mansion, for example. Haunted Mansion's lightning lanes need to be cut down a ton because they have too many. They give out too many a day. They give out too many per person. No, not per person, but they give out too many at each designated time. Like I'd share the picture and all that. It's just too much time. But when I was there, when I did the 4-park 1-day challenge, I was just walking through Magic Kingdom, and I pull up the photo of the. I take a photo. I walk past Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion's line for Lightning Lane stretched almost all the way back to Frontierland.
Wow.
Like what? Excuse my language here, but what the hell?
Yeah, that's that right there. If I'm basically looking at I'm looking again. We were blessed because we didn't have to pay for Genie Plus, so I felt like I was able to look at it from a much more objective position because I can sit there and say, okay, are these things worth the value of paying more money for them? Right? If I saw that, Brandon, I'd be like, I don't know if it's worth it then.
I'd be like, screw this. I'm canceling this and just booking a different one.
Judging from your stories, though, and your experiences, it's all about finding the sweetheart ratio. Because, again, I can attest to when I was over at Universal with Universal Express, we would always have, at my venue, once our queue hit a certain point for Express Pass, or if it was very swamped back up, our RVs hold 8 people. So, I'm sorry, 12 people, 8 on the ADA vehicle. So we would do 2 for 1, every 2 Express for 1 regular when we were being swamped with Express Pass at the time.
Man.
It's all about finding that sweetheart.
Exactly. So Danny says, I do have to say it is awesome watching Spaceship Earth from the top of Rip Rocket Ride the other night. Yeah, I have to say, if there's one thing that they nailed out of the park with the 50th, it was Cinderella Castle and Spaceship Earth. I mean, I didn't at first. I didn't know if I would like it, but each time I see it and I see the new lighting configurations and all that, I mean, I was like, okay, I can be had. I can be sold. That was really good. Go ahead, James.
Oh, I was about to say, I have to say, if you guys are ever down here with like a rental car on a very cloudy night, just go drive Lake Buena Vista Drive over by Epcot. The entire sky will light up like purple.
That's awesome. I like that. JDB, do you notice more people bumping into each other looking down at their phones? Actually, JD, we were just saying that like a lot of people all of a sudden like they stop in the middle of the walkways.
I'm like,
looking at their phones, trying to figure.
I hate to say it, but I'm like ready to throw hands with people when they just stop right in front of you.
Well, Brandon, I will make your day better. This is a text message I got from a friend of mine at Epcot yesterday from the France Pavilion. I just saw a woman drive her ECV off a curb and faceplant.
Oh my gosh!
Goodness. You know,
man.
I will say I loved Leave a Legacy when they had it in the parks because when I would be going in with Ron Schneider, I would have run ahead and get the ECV. So while I was waiting for them to get into the park, I was using it and drifting around the monuments.
You know what's funny what's crazy is like I hate because I want to say something real fast before because I gotta go.
Yeah, I know you gotta head on out.
You know what's funny is Dave texted me this at like 2:00 today. He said we were talking about like when we're gonna hard stop. I don't plan on going to 11:00 at all. It is now 11:09. But,
time flies when you're having fun, man.
Oh, I've done that. I once streaming from the Magic Kingdom told people we only have a half hour left, and I streamed for an additional 5.5 hours.
Yes, he did. But you know, it's funny because you know, it's crazy. Like when we did Epcot, we had reservations. Like I want to end this on a positive note. When we did Epcot, we had reservations for the Space 220 Lounge, and the lady checking us in saw we got engaged, and she didn't tell us this. But we got up there, we didn't get seated at the lounge. We got sat at an actual table. The lady upgraded us from the lounge to the actual real deal, like Space 220 experience.
Nice.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
That's actually the funny thing as well. When I went to take his photos after they were done with the photos, like, oh yeah, I went and got you guys just engaged pins. That's what happened after they didn't have
he's
them.
like,
I was like,
in the video, you can hear James. Oh, I have pins for them as well. She's like, what? And the photo pass lady's like, what? Oh, I have pins for them as well.
Here, I'll do it better for you. I have pins for them.
That's exactly what he said too. But James got us just some just engaged pins, some like happily ever after.
The story
pins.
was they didn't have any just engaged pins, so they gave me happily ever after and asked if I wanted them to say just engaged on them, and I said yes.
Yeah, but I bought these off Etsy for Tiffany and I. We got them wrote down by a cast member at the guest experience team. I love those guys. Any cast members who work at the guest experience team, like I feel bad for the type of people they have to deal with sometimes, but like they're just amazing. They're great. Like I like being nice to them because they deal with a lot. And like I wanted to do something for them the last day we were there. I just did not have a chance. I wanted to get like some candy or something because they deserve it. They deserve a lot.
They do. I mean, like what's really funny is that when I think about our latest experience and I think about Eli and I just think about like he didn't have to really do anything for us there, right? He didn't. I mean, we were going to get the tickets anyway, and he was just like, I want to make this I want to make it worth your while because it's like I know that you got messed up and it's like when cast members when they have that when they show that heart, that compassion for others, that empathy, it just automatically just brightens. It sets the tone for that vacation. It sets the tone for it. It's not that it's like we didn't think that we were entitled to it. We didn't think we would be able to get any sort of deal with it. We weren't really thinking we would. We were just thinking, okay, we're just going to get our tickets here because we reserved them and reserved them at this price. That's how it is. But they made it where it was truly enjoyable. Where like again, I mean, guys, we did Tomorrowland Speedway twice. I've never been able to do Tomorrowland Speedway twice when it's busy, and it's like and all three of them.
You went on a busy week too.
I know, and that's what was insane about it was because of how the lines were set up and how we did everything with the wait times. Everything just moved smoothly, and Genie Plus had a hand in that. I mean, and I got both of my sons. They had individual cars, so each one of us are driving. We're having like 3 cars per party, and they were still able to do it. And the cast members. Here's the thing. I never want to blame cast members for any sort of thing that Disney is doing. And Bob Chapek, he's definitely a piñata that I go after. Josh DeMero is another piñata that I go after, but rightfully so, because you can tell that the guest experience isn't as important to them. I'm just thankful that hasn't trickled down to the cast members because they've it's almost like
some of them.
Yeah, they're almost like pushing back against the culture that their bosses are doing. Oh, and by the way, the CFO who sat there and said, "Oh, we need to watch out for people's waistlines just because."
Oh my God.
Yeah. Let me tell you this, woman. Okay, I go to Epcot. I paid $15 for soft tacos. $15. My kids got a kids meal for $8. It was the same exact size tacos and the same exact size portions. The only difference was the kids got chips. I got a little scoop of refried beans and rice. That CFO, you need to be fired. You have no business telling me how much I need to eat for vacation.
Not to mention how recently. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm raising my mic too much.
I was about to say, I asked if you were going to mouth it.
She just said the other day that like she'd rather swap the mobile app usage more than actual cast member interactions, which is so freaking stupid.
Oh my
because she was like, "Oh yeah, it's helping us on our budget because we don't have to hire those cast members now because a lot of hospitality at the hotels they just use the little thing to scan into the rooms."
Gosh,
that's gonna be interesting too because they're starting to go to smart TVs in the resorts.
Oh my god, yeah, they're putting in smart TVs in the resorts. So they're like, oh yeah, you have access to Disney Plus. You have access to Hulu. I don't go to Disney to watch Disney Plus. I go to Disney to be in Disney.
There's a reason why I think there is behind that, and that is one of those where if you do it a smart TV, it's over Ethernet. You can't record TV off Ethernet.
There you go.
All of the future resort TV loops are not going to happen.
And I will say, I'm being in the know all the time, I hear all this fun stuff, so I can get like all of these magical stories, which I always loved, always came around to not so scary with Hocus Pocus. I'd always hear about like once a week, the dancers dance too seductively. I would always hear that. And the beauty part is I would be talking with one of the dance captains privately.
Gosh.
And we would just laugh about it. Because there is that dichotomy where it's like, all the times I'm in the park, if I'm see like a giant line out in front of a ride, I actually will not get in that line. I'm actually more comfortable talking with the cast member right there and just shooting the breeze.
Yep.
Because I understand where they're coming from, which people, remember, they are human beings. And another secondary pro tip, if you are an annual pass holder staying off site, your bonus reservations, usually Tuesday and Thursday, don't count. So if you have a pirate pass like I do, you can have 6 reservations in one.
Nice. So Mike decided to give me some wonderful good news here towards the end of the stream. We wanted to end the stream positively, but when it comes to that CFO, she can pound sand. You'll happy to know they just renewed her contract for 3 more years. That's just great. That's great, Mike. Love you, man.
I'm gonna yeet myself off a bridge.
New World Travel Monkeys is in the hizzy. Welcome aboard, you guys. Good to have you guys here. It's so good to see you guys. It's like I feel like I haven't seen y'all in a while. I've been watching some of your videos though, and let me tell you what, your child is just precious, just absolutely precious. As she's just growing like crazy. Love it. Super Cat 3. Thanks for the dream. Just finished my work project. Have a great night. You know what, Mike? I think that's a great way to end it. Unless there's anything, Brandon, James, that y'all want to get off your chest before we punch out.
Oh, I mean, there's definitely stuff, but I feel like we would just enter another tangent and not end the stream and then just bring some more stuff.
The way I will conclude it for myself, I texted Brandon at 7:30, say have fun, and I'm in a mild headache mode, so don't expect me. Yeah, you saw that one through.
Brandon?
Yeah.
Anything for you?
I got nothing. Thank you again for having me on, Dave.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to push it earlier. I was like, I texted Dave earlier. I'm like, hey, Rant stream tonight? I see you're streaming. He's like, no, I don't have anything really pulled up, man. He's like, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it.
Thank you for letting me just jump in.
James, absolutely. Thank you for crashing, man. Glad you could join us. It's really been cool to kind of get your take on things too, because like you said, you are a guy that's in the know with a lot of stuff, and it always helps get that perspective, right? When we have our opinions and our gripes.
And I want to give a special round of applause to the guy sitting on my left shoulder for not moving in the past like hour and a half.
They are impeccable statues. They are incredible.
Yeah, especially the guy blending in on the other side behind my head.
He's like, it looks like he's sitting there right on the side of your head. That's
I don't even know.
Well, hey, before we go, I want to I want to promote you guys again. So, guys, I have FantasmicEars. I have his YouTube channel below.
I never post on my YouTube channel, so go to wherever you listen to a pod. No. Don't even go to Twitter. I don't even use Twitter anymore.
Twitter. Oh, okay.
Go over to wherever you listen to podcasts and search up Film Code, FILMCODE. It's a podcast that I host along with my friend Phoenix and my friend Zach, and we just talk about movies and stuff. Go check us out over there. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts on, check us out. Thanks.
Awesome. James, he has a for snarky comments. There you go. So it's like he's for snarky comments. You got twitter.com, the All Central Florida. James, he's been doing All Central Florida now for how many years is it now?
I technically started under a different name in 2007.
Yeah. I was saying you've been doing this a long time.
I'm an old timer. I'm a dinosaur.
That's all right, man. We still need you. Still need you. So guys,
On
make
the
sure
universe
you
of energy.
subscribe. You choke slam that subscribe button to All Central Florida. Definitely check his channel out. He does live streams of the parks. He does live streams around Orlando. He's known. He is an Orlando guru. I would say if you're talking about something an Orlando or Disney or Universal guru, this guy knows his stuff. Definitely check his stuff out.
I know more than I should, to be honest.
That's the thing. That's what happens when you get older, man. That's what happens.
I'm just talking about internally. That's what I'm talking about.
Also, don't forget, go make sure if you haven't done it yet to bookmark www.thelifeplace.com. Again, we go to thelifeplace.com so you can find a lot of family-friendly live streamers. You can find guys who are in Disney, who are in Universal, who are in cruising, who are in camping. Dean's website has been phenomenal. It's been promoting so many more people. Check that community out. I wouldn't be here, Brandon, James. I don't think we would be as successful as we are without the live place. And I truly do mean that. It's no sunshine.
An amendment to that one is, Dean, I'm sorry, I've only ever emailed you twice about streaming ahead of time.
That's true. Now, and also make sure you check out my partners in crime, like The Live Place and like Dreamers Empire and Rob Fuzz and VIP Project. All of my partner channels listed in the description below. And that's it. I think that's it. It's like I haven't done this in a while, so I'm kind of out of practice. So now that I know what to do, I'll be able to do this a little bit more efficiently next time. But James, Brandon, thank you so much for coming on board, you guys. Y'all are awesome.
My pleasure.
All right. And until next time, my roadies, laters.